After what seemed like an endless amount of time building the shower pan, I'm finally ready to build the shower walls and complete my kitchen. Now in the past, I have shared that this part has been tricky for me. I haven't been able to figure out how to do it. But after having built the shower pan and looked at things for a while, I've got a plan I'm pretty comfortable with. Basically what I'm going to do is build a nice big beefy frame out of 2x6s. And then I'm going to treat the walls a little differently. The back wall I'm going to build up all the way and cover it all the way to the top because it's got some funny bends in it, and I think it'll be the easiest way to handle that portion. The opposite side will be my entrance, so that'll be mostly exposed so I have a place to walk through. And the side walls, I'm only going to cover them probably about halfway up. And the reason is because if I built those side walls all the way up, I think it would cut off a lot of light from the windows and it would kind of make the space feel more clogged up. So I'm only going to build those walls halfway, and then I'll figure out something to cover the rest of it with, probably some kind of like rolling bamboo or something. The only other thing that's a little tricky is I had to make this decision when I installed the shower pan about how close to build it to the wall. And if I build it closer to the wall, I couldn't build the shower wall as high because my roof slopes. And so I didn't want my shower sticking out in the middle of the room, so I did decide to build it closer to the wall, and this kind of limits the amount of height I can get from my shower wall. It's probably not even going to come up to over my head, which in most cases in a normal shower would be kind of a bummer because the shower water would blast and splash everywhere. But here I don't think it's going to be a problem. I'm gravity feeding my water from a 5-gallon Coleman jug. I don't think it's going to splash much at all. Let's get this thing started. I'm noticing a big difference as I work on this particular project out here. And it's one I've really been waiting for ever since I got here. And that is I don't seem to be pushing myself, driving myself to do as much as I can every single day to get a project finished. It really is a welcome change. And I've been trying to get there for a long time, actually long before I got out here working on this land. But I've kind of observed in my life that personal growth for me kind of seems like I'm trying to steer a giant barge and all I've got is this tiny little paddle in the back and I'm just going at it, and I can get it to move, but it takes a lot of time and effort. But oftentimes I do get there, and it seems like this time I'm kind of getting there. And to be specific about it, especially as I'm building this framing, when I get to the point that I feel like I've had enough for the day, I'm just stopping. I mean, it's not even that complicated, but it's made such a difference for me in my mood and my desire to keep going, to just kind of find that pace, to listen to my body and to my emotions a little more, and not just use my willpower to drive through and get something done. And it's certainly made the work go slower, but it is totally worth the trade-off. I just feel so much better doing it. And really, when I got out here, it actually made rational sense for me to push myself. The way I had set up the challenge was I was sleeping in my car, and winter was bearing down on me, and I had all this work to do, building a deck and building the Ohm on top of it. And I really did not want to sleep in my car in February. And so in that case, it made total sense to push myself 8-10 hours a day. But I don't need to do that anymore. And I'm really happy that my system has downshifted to put me in a place where I'm not. I'm just listening more. I'm pacing myself. I'm trusting that I'm going to get done as much done as I need to get done before the snow comes. And there's nothing critical
I can survive this year as well as I survived last year. It'd be nice to have things a little bit more convenient and sorted, but I don't have to. I don't have to punish myself to get there.
If you've been following my channel for a while, you've probably heard me say multiple times that I was really unsure how the shower frame you see behind me was going to turn out. That's really unusual for me. Most of the time, I can get a really good 3D model in my mind of a project that I'm working on, which lets me know how to attack it and gives me a pretty good idea of what it's going to look like when it's done. I never really was able to do that with this shower frame though. But I'm happy to report, now that it's up and I can have a good look at it, I'm really happy with the way it turned out. I will say though, that it is massively over-engineered. One way you can tell is that the beams that are going to hold the shower walls up are about 4 times the size of the beams that hold the entire building up. It's clearly a little overbuilt for its purpose. But I really don't care, because I think it looks kind of classy. So in the next video, I will start work on the shower walls, and hopefully be able to get the entire shower finished.